Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. And last night, I went out to downtown St. Louis to the Enterprise Center and saw Ghost. Ghost is a Swedish rock band, kind of heavy metal band, formed in 2006. Kind of arena rock, prog rock, heavy metal, Grammy Award winning band. They got 6 studio albums. They got 5 EPs, 2 live albums. Their most recent album, Skeleta, which I reviewed, I think it came out in May, is fantastic. And, you know, one thing that they're known for is kind of death metal or satanic music. They're led by lead singer Tobias Forge, who dresses up as a pope every few years. He changes his name to a different pope. Right now he's Papa 5 Perpetua. And this changing of his pope name, his Dark Lord, if you will, changes every few years with concept tours. He's got a mask on the whole time, so changes different kind of facial masks and becomes a pope at a point. And he has nameless masked ghouls with him. His other band members, over the years, we don't know their identity. We're not at least sure who their identity are. There's rumors of who some of these people are. There's 2 guitar players. There's a bass player. There's a drummer. There's Tobias on vocals. There's at least 2 female background singers and 2 keyboard players. So there's 9 people on stage at points. When you walked in, you had to give your phone to somebody, security, that put them in these like little mesh, backpack material, canvas, locked cases, and then they gave you your locked case back, and you could not access your phone if you brought a phone. I happen to have my tickets via Ticketmaster on my phone, and they locked my phone away. So nobody's looking at their phone. Nobody has a phone that's accessible. There's no clock in the arena. This was at a hockey arena where the St. Louis Blues play. The upper deck was cut off, so the whole lower bowl was packed, and the floor. I would say there was probably 10 or 11,000 people there. Maybe there was 12,000 people there. Last week they played The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and sold out Madison Square Garden. When we walked in the show, other than giving your phone away, there was no buzz. There was no people just kind of amped up and getting beer guzzled and loud and obnoxious. It was quiet, subdued, almost like you were going to church. People were dressed up in goth makeup with dark eyes and around their mouths. Parents with kids, this big, the kids are dressed up like a ghoul. I saw a nun walking around, a teenage girl that was dressed as a nun. I saw a priest. People had canes, corsets and bondage and leather and straps. When you got into the arena, there was this 9th century Gregorian chanty hymn going on. Again, the floor was packed. You could tell there was a pit in front that was really packed. With most of the people that were dressed up seemed to be down there. We got a couple beers. I went with my buddy Joe. Again, after reviewing the album, I knew I needed to see this, and I knew it was going to be great, and it did not disappoint in any way. And we're going to get into all of it. When they hit the stage with their opening number, which is one of my favorite off the new record, called Peace Field, the shriek from the crowd was almost like what you think the Beatles would have been like when they hit the stage. Just this huge, palpable shriek from about 11 or 12,000 people. And the curtain drops. Incredible energy. Again, no phones. An old school feel in the sense that there was no distractions. Even though I'm not constantly taking videos, a lot of people are at concerts, and it's annoying. Not only that, I'm going to check the Cardinal baseball score. I'm going to get texts, maybe phone calls from people during a show, or at least get distracted in the sense that I have a computer in my hand. I have the ability to find out how old Tobias is. There was none of that last night because you didn't have it. The beer was cold last night. The production was incredible. The way that it was synced, the music and the lights, and the two video cameras on either side of the stage and the backdrop. Young people out in force, celebrating music. This music seems like it's a little bit for some of the disenfranchised people. Some of the music that the goth world in the 80s and 90s brought in. People that maybe don't feel like they fit in a little bit. Singing every single word. This is their band. There's been a long list. Let's not act like there's hasn't been a long list of bands that have used the devil or the occult or the symbolism of evil. Obviously, Black Sabbath comes to mind. We just lost Ozzy Osbourne last week. Obviously, he comes to mind. Dio comes to mind. Iron Maiden and the Number of the Beast comes to mind. Slayer, Motley Crue with their upside-down crosses and pentagrams, and Don't Fear the Reaper and Blue Oyster Cult. And have you seen Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Brain Salad Surgery album cover anytime soon? How about Jumpin' Jack Flash and Sympathy for the Devil and The Jester and the Rolling Stones? How about Helter Skelter and the Norwegian black metal scene and Swedish rock? Tobias Forge is the lead singer. He's 44 years old. He calls his band Nameless Ghouls, and he is again Papa 5 or Papa V Perpetua, demonic anti-pope. 9 band members. We're going to go through the set lists. I'm going to give you my experience. They opened up with a great peace field with this angelic choir, and then straight into arena rock heaven. One of my favorite songs on the new record. Another song off the new record called Lacrima. Has some proggy synths that give way to power metal a la Judas Priest 1982. A favorite track of mine. In the middle of the night it feeds. In the middle of the night it eats you. That's what he says. Who's he talking about? Who feeds in the middle of the night? Who eats you? Light and shade, the darkness. I'm immediately struck by how good Tobias's vocals sound, to the point where I'm wondering, there has to be some vocal processing, there has to be some harmonizing, there has to be maybe some backing tracks. He was not lip syncing, but there's 2 women helping him with his voice. I can only imagine there's some processing with the voice. I don't have a problem with that. But I was so struck by how exact those songs were to the new album. They then went into the song Spirit, which is off their 2015 album, Meliora. It's the opener of that album. This creepy Transylvania-like power rock, that kind of vampire-y thing. Per Aspera ad Inferia was next. The bass player came out by himself. It was getting the crowd to be quiet and then be loud. And then he'd do this and get people into showing right away that he had, even the bass player has control over you and can make you, the whole arena's quiet or make everybody go crazy. And then they come out with that song. The next song is Faith from 2018's prequel. Just sick guitars, mesmerizing guitars. Call Me Little Sunshine is next. 90s grungy stuff with darkness and brightness. The Future is a Foreign Land is next. So highlight for me, it's kind of this desert power pop. Perfect example of how diverse the music is. Not one song sounds the same. Almost like Meatloaf. I turned to Joe and said, this is almost like Meatloaf. And then I'm like, in a good way. That theatrical thing, think about the Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, how theatrical and thespian-like it is. Killer song, Devil Church is next. So now we have a backdrop of like this temple or this basilica that's clearly not the basilica of Jesus, but the basilica I guess, of Satan, right? We got some friends, and, to quote Iron Maiden from The Prisoner, I ain't a number, I'm a free man. We're going to call my friend Freeman. We're not going to give him his name, but Freeman doesn't like this thought of the devil, or, again, I'm not a devil worshiper, but I went to this concert because I was intrigued and I want to know what's going on, but I don't. And the fact that it's devil whatever doesn't bother me necessarily, yet there was times in the show where definitely you're kind of having a little bit of a black mass or some sort of demonic thing where they're luring you in with the lyrics and the symbolics. And when Tobias talks to the crowd, he's very charming. He's a silver-tongued devil. He's a tempter. He is persuasive. So a couple times during the show, Joe and I said Freeman wouldn't like this song or this moment, and we laughed our brains out because Freeman wouldn't have liked it. I'm not a number, I'm a free man. Anyway, again, the Devil Church, pipe organs, off the Melagoria album again, musical interlude that sets up the Church of Satan. Smiley face. Sir Rice was next. Doomy, Brooding, Metallica Stomp, Killer to the Max. I feel your presence among us. You cannot hide in the darkness, he says. I feel your presence among us. You cannot hide in the darkness. Darkness at the heart of my love is next. Sang from the voice of the Dark One. So now we're in this temple. Now we're in this basilica. Now the Dark One, or if you will, maybe is speaking. Power pop, though, with hooks off 2022's Impera album. Satanized is next, which is off the new album. The first single off of Skeleton, the latest album. Insane guitar solos. 2 guitar players is killing it. The drummer's amazing. Ritual is next from their debut opus eponymous. Elements of Megadeth, but tangible and relaxed vocals. So you got that Metallica stomp, but the vocals are better. The vocals are, you can understand them. The red temple. So this whole temple thing is sanctuaries red. Perfect timing, use of effects again, timing and video screens. Umbra's next off of the new album, and one of the background girls is doing the cowbell. More cowbell, please. In the shadows of the death becomes your lover. In the shadows of death becomes your lover, he says. In the chapel of the Holy One. In the presence of the Chosen One. I see the light shine through. In the temple of the godly scene, in the shadows of the Nazarene, I put my love in you. In the shadow of the Nazarene, I put my... Yeah, so, I mean, he's definitely talking about somebody that he's putting his love in. Year Zero is next. Gregorian chants again with booming bass and just creepy. He is next. Acoustic guitar passages. This is off Melagora, again, gorgeous song. Starting to realize this is one of the best concerts I've been to this year. And I've seen AC/DC this year. I've seen some awesome shows this year. And I saw Metallica last year. This is up there with that. I've seen Megadeth. I've seen Black Sabbath with Ozzy. I've seen Black Sabbath with Dio. I've done a lot of these things over the years. This is a great band and a great tour. And whether you want to buy into the whole devil thing or not, it's a great show. It's a piece of art. The next song is called Rats. What does Rats sound like? It sounds like R-A-T-T 1984, Rats Out of the Cellar type of song. Freaking so good. Loved that song. Kiss the Go-Goat was next. 80s arena rock from their 2019 EP, 7 Inches of Satanic Panic. So intoxicating, Tobias Forge can work the hell out of a crowd. Again, the silver-tongued devil. Like Marilyn Manson, if you've ever seen Marilyn Manson live, you can't take your eyes off the guy. Charming, alluring, charismatic, Mummy Dust is next. Again, total Megadeth, but better than Megadeth for me. Nice use of keys and lights. The key, one of the girls on keyboards came down in the keytar, running around the front of the stage with a keytar. That was cool. Off the chain production, entertainment value. Monstrance Clock was next. Money's falling from the ceiling, and they were giving out these. This one girl collected a stack of this ghost money. I should have asked her for one. I guess Tobias's face was on it. I guess you could do something with that money. Ushers were handing this money out, and other things were coming out of the sky at this point. Together, he says this, come together as one, come together for Lucifer's son. And then they take a break for the encore. And they're pushing this Lucifer thing and the devil. And, I'm wondering with Joe, I'm like, we talked about it after the show, what is the percentage of people that are really in it for the devil piece? Is it 10%? Is it nobody? It's definitely some people. It's definitely a percentage of people that kind of are into the darkness of what is out there. Kind of like Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker. I don't know. We then have Mary on the Cross, which is the first song from the encore. Loverboy meets Night Ranger, meets Survivor, meets the Smiths. Mariana on the cross. I mean, the way that he sings it, girls were just repeating the lyrics, dancing jubilantly, knowing every word. Dance Macabre is next. Dance Party USA breaks out in the middle of this concert. Arena Rock Heaven. How is this music so positive? Yet, are we at a satanic mass? Again, what percentage of the crowd is into the Satan thing? For sure, some. Square Hammer is the last song. All the wheels fall off. The crowd is absolutely bananas. That's from their 2016 EP, Pope Star. So hooky. Here's what he says in that song. Are you on the square? Are you on the level? Are you ready to swear right here, right now, before the devil? That you're on the square, that you're on the level, that you're ready to stand right here, right now, right here, right now. Last night was awesome. I loved the concert. It was fantastic. St. Louis, Enterprise Center, Ghost. Highly recommend the tour. Highly recommend seeing this band that is playing so well. Again, the production, the quality of the music and performances is as good as the show as I've seen in 2026. And if you like hard rock and metal and some elements of progressive rock, check out Ghost. Check out my channel. We only talk about great music every day here. Peace out. See you.